I feed my personal dogs Munster Milling custom kibble for several reasons. I like to make sure that my dogs have the best of the best every chance I get, and Munster is simply unbeatable. Munster partners with local farmers to use local ancient grains, and these are free of gluten and other inflammatory sugars. They also have some of the highest protein from animal sources that exist and have more calories per cup than almost any other food on the market. My highly active and athletic dogs need a diet that can be fine-tuned to their needs. And with Munster, I can choose from over 3,000 custom additive combinations. More calories means less food, means less waste, if you catch my drift. But one of the best things about Munster for me is the convenience of their auto ship feature. Where else can you buy custom dog kibble that's made fresh to order and mixed and shipped right to your door? Nowhere. So be sure to use my code if you want to give it a try. It's MaligatorMom35, and this will get you 55% off of your first custom bag. So head over to munstermilling.com today, and you will never buy another store brand bag again.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, MaligatorMom, and today's video will be unlike any video I've ever done before. You may or may not be familiar with the story that I've been sharing on Instagram and TikTok about the Malinois puppy that was found in a dumpster in the Arizona heat this summer. So if you are interested, I've got a little update video and I'm gonna share the story of her journey with you guys today. Yeah, I know. You met her, but you were not a big fan of her, were you? You were not friends. No. Okay guys, so let's get into a little bit of a story mode now. If you have not been following me on TikTok or Instagram, then you might not even be aware of this story, so let me just kind of catch some of you up. There was a Belgian Malinois puppy who was found in a dumpster in Arizona. This puppy was found by a gas station attendant who watched someone drive up to the dumpster, take the puppy out of their car, put it in the dumpster, and drive away. Through a chain of events, this puppy ended up with the Love Pup Foundation, which is a rescue organization out in Arizona. And they have a close partnership with a fabulous trainer friend of mine named John Gotta, and he is the owner of GottaTrain out there in Arizona. Some of you may or may not already know who he is or be following him. He is pretty widely known and respected in the dog training world. He has over 1 million followers on TikTok, and so you guys might know exactly who I'm talking about. If you don't, check out the links down below. You can go check out his stuff. He's a great guy, and he does some amazing work in rescue. So if you're interested in finding out more about him or supporting his efforts, I'll link all of his information and everything down in the description of this video. But anyway, through a chain of events, this puppy ended up with John because of his affiliation with the rescue organization. And so this puppy was staying with John for a while, and he thought, I've got the perfect person. I know exactly where this puppy should go to have the best chance at finding a good home. And so he hit me up and was like, hey, I've got this situation and thought of you. Would you be willing to take in this puppy and find this puppy a good home? And so typically, I don't do that kind of thing. I'm not someone who takes in foster dogs or is affiliated with any rescue organizations of any kind. As you can imagine, my plate is pretty full with the dogs and life that I have right now. I just don't have the bandwidth for that kind of thing typically. But John is a good friend of mine, and he definitely tapped into that bleeding heart when he sent me video of this Malinois puppy. And so I thought it would be a great chance to just kind of, maybe just this one time, highlight what happens in these situations. Because I think that, as you guys know, a lot of people end up with a Belgian Malinois who shouldn't have one. And I know that this kind of goes against the grain of what I say sometimes, but, the Belgian Malinois is a challenging breed. I think a lot of people end up with a puppy who are ill-equipped or who don't understand, and they are really put off by Malinois puppies. Malinois puppies can be a lot. If you've watched any of my channel, you know this, right? Malinois puppies, I've shown all of the ugly that comes along, all of the challenges that come along. I'm very transparent about how challenging Malinois puppies can be. And so I think that sometimes folks end up with these puppies who are ill-equipped. Now, it's unfortunate to me that whoever this person was felt like this puppy should just be in a dumpster and die in the Arizona summer in the heat. It will always be a mystery to me why people don't just surrender their dogs to a rescue or drop their dogs off at the Humane Society and say, you know, hey, I can't handle this dog. I don't understand why people don't just surrender a dog. I've never really understood, you know, why someone would put some 9-week-old puppy in a dumpster. But I guess it's not our job to try to understand it. What our job was to come in, make sure this puppy got a clean bill of health, was vaccinated, and that this did not happen again. And so that's where I came into play. Now, John is in Arizona, but he flew all the way to Nashville to personally deliver this little puppy to me.
Good morning, it's 4:30 in the morning, and I have our trash can Malinois. I'm on my way to Tennessee to go bring her to MaligatorMom. Wish us luck.
You're doing so good. You ready to meet your new place? You ready to meet your... Hey, let's fix your ear. You ready to meet your foster mama?
I'm very humbled that he felt like I was the person that would do what was necessary for this dog to make sure that she didn't end up in a situation like this again with someone who was not equipped or didn't understand what they were getting into with a dog of this caliber. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on with the story here in the next few clips, because what actually ended up happening was I did find this puppy a fantastic home, and she is absolutely thriving, and he lives here in the state of Tennessee. And so I do get to see him from time to time. So he's come up a couple times now to visit, and each time he comes, he brings Ostara and we hang out, and we were lucky enough to get some footage the last time. So I'm gonna share that with you and introduce you to this puppy and show you guys what she's been up to and introduce you to her new owner as well.
Beautiful girl was found in a trash can in Arizona, where it's summer, where on any given day, it's 113 to 120 degrees. Luckily, she was brought to my attention. I did realize that she's a Belgian Malinois and that I do not have the time or the skill to handle a dog of this caliber. So I'm bringing her out to Nashville, Tennessee to MaligatorMom so she can assess the dog, give it what it needs, and find it its forever home.
Guys, so as promised, here is Dustin, and this is the sweet little puppy that was unfortunately found in a dumpster in Arizona. And I'm so glad that they were able to make the trip up here to see us. We've had a lot of fun just hanging out with her this afternoon. We've been out in the grass and taking some pictures. I'll make sure to share that at the end of this video so you can see just what a sweetheart she actually is. But I wanted to take a second to kind of tell you the story of this pup and what came to be. So the story of how I met Dustin was actually kind of funny. I took my dog, Riot, who's obviously a Belgian Malinois, down to the fireworks stand. And I ran into Dustin because he noticed that Riot was a Belgian Malinois. And most people don't notice a Belgian Malinois, can't identify one. So I immediately thought, okay, we're gonna have something to talk about. And we sure did. So if you wanna go ahead and just kind of share the story of what happened and how it was that we met, and brought up the whole idea of this puppy maybe coming to live with you.
So she came into the tent with Riot, and I immediately noticed him. I had a Malinois before, and unfortunately she passed away last October. But after I retired from law enforcement, I got an opportunity to own my own Malinois. And when I saw Riot, it looked exactly like the one that I had before. And we got to talking, and just how much I enjoyed working with Malinois, and I've had the opportunity to be around them, work with them with SWAT, and after 15 years I decided it was time for me to move on, and got my Malinois, and when MaligatorMom came into the tent, she said she might have one that might be available for me.
We sure did.
So I had the opportunity to think about it just for a split second and said, yep, I'm ready to have another one.
It looks like it, right?
Yeah.
They are a lot of work, but the great thing about Dustin is that in talking to him, I knew, and it was obviously a no-brainer. He has experience with this breed, so placing this pup with him was just an absolute no-brainer. She could not be in better hands, more experienced hands than Dustin. She's definitely lucky to have landed where she's landed. And I just have to say, one of the best memories that I've had of this whole journey with you is when you were driving home and you sent a picture of this mountain in the background where you were driving up to your house, and you said, "This is her mountain now." And that literally brought a tear to my eye. So rest assured, she is definitely in really good hands, and she is going to live a very long, happy life. So I think it would be great if we could hear a little bit from Dustin about what exactly his experience was with the Malinois, because this is actually a decision that I did not take lightly. As you can imagine, I had a ton of interest in this little puppy because it was publicized, but I really wanted to make sure that she went to someone who definitely had some experience with this breed, because it was obvious to me that whoever had her in the first place didn't, and I didn't want that to repeat itself. So if Dustin can just kind of share with us a little bit about like what your experience with Malinois was.
Yeah, so I was in law enforcement. I did 7 years on patrol, and I was on the SWAT team the entire time. We had a Malinois that was assigned to our SWAT team, so we got to train with it weekly, and my best friend was the handler, so I was always around his Malinois. After 7 years on patrol, I did 7 years of narcotics, and we had a different Malinois assigned to our division, and he went everywhere with us and did everything with us. We trained with it constantly, and he did every operation with us, every entry with us. He was always with us. After that, I worked child abuse, domestic violence, and sex crimes, and decided that was enough for my law enforcement career. And when I retired, I was given a Malinois from one of the Rutherford County deputies, and had the opportunity to train with him and work with him, and really learned what it's like to be an actual owner of a Malinois and all that it entails. It's been a very rewarding experience for me. Like I said, he unfortunately passed away in October, and I didn't think I was ready for another Malinois until I met MaligatorMom at the fireworks tent, and she said she had a interesting story for me, and I absolutely jumped on the opportunity, and she's been a real blessing to me.
So when we ran into each other at the fireworks stand, I feel like it was almost one of those surreal moments where it was just kind of meant to be, because you actually run that fireworks stand every year, right? So he is actually running this fireworks stand. Every year he comes down and runs this stand, and I thought, well, you know what, I want to take Riot with me this year. And so just the pure like coincidence and just how organic it was that we met, it just felt like it was meant to be. So I knew that it was just a full stop as soon as we ended that conversation, and we probably talked for like 30 or 40 minutes that first time. And then I ended up coming back multiple times just because I wanted to just be around him a little bit more and talk a little bit more. So I kept coming back for more and more fireworks leading up until the 4th of July. And then it was really just kind of amazing that because he runs this fireworks stand, the puppy actually was delivered to him on the 4th of July at the fireworks stand. And so it was just really, really special. And I just wanted to make sure that we kind of shared that with you guys. And I'm gonna make sure I have some pictures and some B-roll of this puppy so that you guys can see what she's up to. And hopefully you guys can like this video, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm gonna go ahead and link any social media that Dustin has for the puppy. Are you running an Instagram page for her? Perfect. So you guys can definitely follow along with her progress as well. But that's explain how he came up with the name for this sweet little pup.
So we debated a bunch of different names, and we finally came up with Ostara. And Ostara was the Greek goddess of new beginnings, when the winter ends and the spring begins and everything starts afresh and new. Which I thought was perfect for her because she's got a brand new beginning and she's given me a brand new start as well.
But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you same time next week.